2 week wait, and we finally got the latest episode of Dragon Ball Super. I'm not gonna lie, waiting that 2 weeks, it was a long wait. But we're back, and this week's episode, we had Goku versus Toppo for the majority of the episode. We got some interesting bits towards the end, finding out what's to come, essentially, regarding the threat level. Now, once again, we already have established, and I think this even further established the fact that everybody's coming for Goku. It's just a known fact. Even at the end of the fight, when Goku was up against Toppo and, everything was done, Goku tried to be like, yo, shake my hand, bro. And Toppo, the disrespect of the Pride Troopers. Honestly, it seems as though they really, truly, and I guess it's perspective in a way, and you really think about it, like, we're the viewers, and we know at the end of the day, Goku's a great person and everything he's done, but obviously these people, they're foreign to Goku, they have no idea who he is, so the disrespect when he didn't shake Goku's hand and he turned around, gave him the back, I was like, damn, Goku really is looking as if he's the evil guy, he's the villain, so in their eyes, like, they're in the right, you know what I'm saying, like, they're not the bad guys, even though, personally, even looking at it, they're not really bad guys, they're just trying to survive, essentially, and that's why Toppo was so pissed to begin with and why he jumped into it. Now, from the start of the fight, honestly, it felt as though Goku was dicking around a bit. I mean, I always wonder when Goku starts off and he just goes in, in a normal Super Saiyan form, for example, I'm like, bro, what are you doing right now? These are supposed to be top tier fighters from other universes. Why aren't you just going all out? And I think the manga does better explanations of kind of really getting into the details of why they don't do it. Essentially, I'm assuming one thing is Goku just wants to test, okay, do I need to go the next level? Do I need to really push it to Super Saiyan God or Super Saiyan Blue or anything like that? So that's one thing. But honestly, just looking at it, I'm like, you just go all in, you know what I'm saying? Just fucking go all in. But nevertheless, the fight, it was alright, honestly. It was interesting to see Goku really struggling, and I like that once again Dragon Ball is doing different things instead of, because, Z, in and of itself, opposed to the original Dragon Ball, because the original Dragon Ball really went in with martial arts, and they had, a lot of creativity. Z was a lot of just, like, who's the strongest with punching each other, who has the bigger blast, you know what I'm saying? As cool as it was, that's really what Z embodied. It was just like a big slugfest. With this one, while there is, of course, a lot of action, a lot of throwing hands, ultimately, Toppo, he has, like, a wrestler's type of deal where he's trying to, like, grapple Goku. This motherfucker's like, Toppo the Grappler. Like, if you ever seen Baki the Grappler, it's like, we got Toppo the Grappler there. So I was like, okay, this is something a little bit different. Obviously, Toppo isn't the most exciting guy of all of the villains or all of the other people from universes. Like, yeah, again, he's not a villain, so let's clear that up. But out of all of the other people, obviously, Toppo, not the most exciting, but it was interesting to see him just doing different things, and obviously Goku being a strategic guy, he understood, like, okay, I can't let this motherfucker grab me because it's gonna be a wrap, he's there strangling the shit out of him, so in that regard, it was like, okay, something a little bit different. It wasn't, again, the most exciting fight, and it seems as though within the preliminaries, with every fight almost, it seems as though it got not less exciting, because I think the Gohan one, for me, I was more excited about it, but overall, the Majin Buu versus Bazil, I believe it was, the Majin Buu fight was better than the Gohan fight, and the Gohan fight was better than Goku's fight against Bergamo, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I'm just all over the place here. Gohan fought Lavender. Okay, yeah, we got it sorted or whatever, but, like, it seems as though with this one, I guess because it wasn't a full-fledged fight or anything like that, it wasn't a big deal. It wasn't like, it was just, it happened, you know what I'm saying? It was like, it was okay. I guess it was a good tester as well. But I gotta say one thing too. Because of Goku's eagerness to continue fighting and taking on all comers, everybody, everybody want to fight, let's go. Beerus was right in one regard, saying, yo, what you're doing right now is you're giving everybody an idea of your fighting style and how to counter you. So in that regard as well, it's like Goku, the more he fights, and he's already had 2 fights, people have an idea of how to combat him, at the very least the gods, and all they gotta do is tell their people this, and this, unless somebody was, like, recording this shit for GodTube, like, yo, this is about to end up on GodTube, I'm just saying, so, unless somebody obviously was recording or whatever, nevertheless, the gods can still tell their people, like, yo, this is how he fights, so, immediately going into this one, the big battle royale, they're already gonna know, based on what Goku's color hair is how strong they need to come at him. If they see he's just dicking around without any color hair, he's just in his black haired form, oh, we got to take him out like easily. You know, we got to get rid of him before he could power up. They see him with the blonde hair, they'll know an idea of it. So I think that's one thing that Goku is making another mistake in regards to just completely, you know, showing everything that he's about. If he would have just went straight up Super Saiyan Blue, they wouldn't have an idea of exactly how strong or anything like that. So Goku's giving a lot of his opponents, you know, his weaknesses in a sense, and his strategy and stuff like that. Another thing, we got a big shocker in this one. I think this was one of the most important things to take away from this, which obviously I'm imagining in between the 40 hours, because from this episode until the real tournament, the Tournament of Power starts, we have 40 hours, and Goku has to train big time. Everybody got to train big time. Even Gohan, which I was really liking. I was impressed with Gohan in this episode. Even though he wasn't doing much, he was just standing on the sidelines. He was like, yo, I really am a Saiyan. I really got Saiyan blood in me because I'm really excited about this fight. So good shit there. But we found out in this episode that Toppo is seemingly, because it could change, because based on if the female Broly, the, you know, one that looks like Broly, the female whatever, is a part of Universe 11, like a lot of people are speculating, and it seems to be the case, then yeah, because in this episode Toppo said he's number 2. And the number 1 is Jiren. And if I'm not mistaken, spoiler alert, even though it's not really a big deal, Jiren is the alien-looking motherfucker that Goku fights in the opening, the one that's really buff, and a lot of people thought Toppo was originally, which I think they did a character swap there, but that's neither here nor there. Jiren is seemingly the number 1 fighter, and Goku was pretty much evil, or, you know, equal, shall I say evil? No, Goku's not evil. Let's not dive into that, whatever. Goku was seemingly equal with Toppo, and Toppo's number 2. So that means that in between him recruiting people, like, you know, we need more than just the people we have now, Goku has to get some massive training in order to keep up with Jiren and you know, the strongest people out there, because this universe in and of itself, Universe 11, we don't know exactly how strong they are, so there could be people that are even stronger than Toppo, and if he's, because I highly doubt that Jiren is truly the strongest out of all of them. I mean, he could be, they are pimping him out in the opening, so you never know, but Goku definitely needs to train big time in order to keep up, and that's going to be interesting to see how things go. I mean, there is also strategy there, and I think also if the female Broly is from Universe 11, I know I'm going all over the place, but just everything that's coming into my mind with this information we got, then that means at the very least, unless they don't know about her transformation of turning into that big buff Broly look or whatever, she could at most be number 3 in the, you know, Tournament of Power, or shall I say the Universe 11 power rankings, because number 1 would be Jiren, number 2 would be Toppo, and then the female Broly would be number 3, assuming she's in Universe 11. But with all that being said, Goku definitely needs to train big time, because you're number 2. You're tied up with number 2. So yeah, interesting stuff there. Overall episode, it was decent. It wasn't anything, you know, blowing minds or whatever. I'd say I'd give it about a 7 out of 10. It was about a 7 out of 10. It was good, but definitely we're gonna have probably, I'm imagining, at least like 3 or 4 filler feeling episodes until we get to the real deal or whatever, and probably even more possibly, because again, we got to get everyone on board. But this episode, it was a decent way. I think probably we should have just ended off before this, because the fight with Goku that he had prior to this with Bergamo was definitely better than the Toppo fight, because it was just like them, you know, evening out. I mean, I guess in one regard, it's like, okay, we have a really good challenge for Goku, because in one regard, in his fight against Bergamo, he was actually kicking Bergamo's ass. Against Toppo, it was like they were even. So, you know what? Maybe I take that back. Maybe even though the Bergamo fight was more exciting and really cool, Goku was challenged very heavily, and again, he was kind of equal with Toppo. So, kind of curious what you guys think about a lot of this stuff. For starters, what do you think about Toppo being only number 2 and Goku seemingly being evil or equal? Why do I keep calling... my mind right now, yeah. Goku being equal with Toppo. Do you think that, like, based on that, we're definitely going to need more training? And what do you think about this Jiren guy that seemingly is number 1 in Universe 11? Do you think that there's a possibility that they assume Jiren is number 1, but they don't really know about the female Broly's powers? Because one of the things that's hyping everybody up, of course, is that character in particular. And if she shows up and she's, like, not really top tier, it's going to be a little bit of a letdown. So that's kind of interesting. What are your thoughts on that? What do you think about the Goku versus Toppo fight in general? How do you feel that Goku was evened out? Also, what do you think about Goku? And, you know, this is par for the course, and he's done this since Dragon Ball Z, but how do you feel about Goku going into a match, especially with spectators that are going to be giving that information to their fighters in the upcoming actual tournament, and Goku just kind of like, dicking around and going Super Saiyan 1 and not really going full all out. Like, does that piss you off? How do you feel about that? Again, it was a little bit like, Goku, take shit serious from the get-go. I know you're trying to feel out your opponent, see how strong he is, but yeah. And your overall thoughts of the episode. I mean, I honestly gotta say, yet again, I truly feel as though Beerus is right. The more Goku fought, the more he showcased, and Goku's going to be public enemy number 1. So everybody that is joining in the tournament, and based on the information we've had for months upon months, Roshi's going to be a target, Tien is going to be a target, Piccolo's going to be a target. How are they going to, outdo all these people? Well, we got like 80 people that are going to be in the tournament. I guess 70 other contestants, and everybody's going to be looking at Goku as like this piece of shit, and we need to get rid of Universe 7 as quick as possible. It's going to be a deadly thing. I don't know how they're going to do it. And your overall thoughts of the episode, again, I'd say a 7. It was a decent way to end the preliminaries. I'm really looking forward to the Tournament of Power. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. If you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. Goku, train. Go and train now.